लगा के मिट्टी का तू बाजी आज लगा ले, ओ तिलक लगा के मिट्टी का तू बाजी आज लगा ले, तुझ में जो चिंगारी है उस शोला आज बना ले, जान लगा के खेल खिलाड़ी, ओ जान लगा के खेल खिलाड़ी, साथ हमेशा स्पोर्ट्स इंडी, शान बढ़ा तू रहे अगाड़ी, जीत की भाषा स्पोर्ट्स इंडी, 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 स्पोर्ट्स इंडी।
What's up, people? We are back with the 38th episode of Sportsindi presents World of Sports, produced by Meeti Group. So, as we know, हमने last episodes में बहुत सारे guests से हमने experience लिया and हमें बहुत सारा knowledge मिला sports complex के बारे में, importance of the sports complex in Tier 2, Tier 1 city, Tier 3 city. So अभी हमने सिर्फ औरंगाबाद और बहुत सारे ऐसे cities के लिए बारे में लिया था. But इस बार we have brought a special guest जो Tier 1 city like मुंबई, वहाँ पे इतना बड़ा स्पोर्ट्स कॉम्प्लेक्स है और आपने भी उस स्पोर्ट्स कॉम्प्लेक्स के बारे में सुना ही होगा. And the sports complex is named as Prabodhankar Thackeray Krida Sankul Sports Complex. So I like to invite our special guest for today, Mr. Arvind Prabhoo sir, who is the president of Prabodhankar Thackeray Sports Complex. Sir, सबसे पहले namaste and thank you for giving your precious time. I know sir you are going very busy and then too you gave your time, so it's like very honor for me. And before we start, also we like to invite our second special guest, Miss Snehal Kadam, and she is the head coach and performance enhancement specialist. Sneha ma'am, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good,
Hello,
ma'am. Yes. And also, her episode में we have a backbone and a supporter. We say the one behind the mastermind behind all the episode, Miss Supriya Bharve ma'am, and she is the CEO and the founder of Sportsindi and also the executive director of Bharve Group. Hello, ma'am. Welcome back.
Hello, Vishal. How are you?
I'm good, ma'am. I'm so happy that ma'am, we have two special guests for today's episode, and we'll again get that experience, new knowledge, and more knowledge about sports complex and also the games played there. So, with your permission, ma'am, let's start. It's okay?
Yes, and a very warm welcome to Arvind ji and Snehal for this episode on the platform of Sportsindi. Yeah. So
Thank you very much.
So, as we start with our live session, sir, Arvind sir, my first question would be for you is like, what is the importance of sport complex in today's time? Sir, जैसे हमने ना actually बहुत सारे episode में ये question हमने पूछा है, सबकी opinion बहुत अलग रहती है, but you being the president of such a big sports complex and that too in Mumbai, I would like to know your opinion that why it is important of being a sport complex. It's not like only in Mumbai, maybe in any other city, but in today's time, why it is important.
Firstly, thank you for having me here, and it's a wonderful question you've asked. So, a sports complex is not only a sports complex, but it's more like an extension of your home or of your school, where children come in not only for sport, but they also learn that sports is a way of life, and what it teaches you is discipline, what it teaches you is respect, what it teaches you is hard work. And the importance of a sport complex in a city like Mumbai or any Tier 1 city is in this concrete jungle, there is a space that you get where you can call it your own, where you are practicing your sport, where you're practicing different sports which kind of make you into a healthy individual. And as we all know that a healthy body is a healthy mind, or a healthy body is a healthy mind, and that is what a sports complex does. And as you can see in the pictures, most of our kids enjoy themselves over here. And in these times with which is so stressful, it's a way out. It's a way where children and sports people can come and express themselves. So the complex in today's world is more like an extension of a home, but also a place where you learn how to be disciplined, how to respect your elders, and more than that, be healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Neha ma'am, Snail ma'am, next question would be to you.
Yes.
When I researched about you, you are coaching students in sports complex, like for rifle shooting and pistol games, like shooting whatsoever we say. Because इस games के बारे में मैम सबको इतना नहीं पता होता.
पता नहीं,
And
right.
you being a girl, and you coaching our youth for our future generation, for our Olympics or whatsoever it is. Ma'am, what do you think, like, in a city like Mumbai, and a dream city like Mumbai, and coaching students in such a big sport complex? What is your opinion on that? Like, how it is important, being like your guidance, your teaching in today's time in this, sports complex for this type of games like pistol and rifle, because every girl is not allowed for this. Not every guy is
Yes.
also allowed for this. So,
Yes.
your opinion.
Okay, so here, firstly, I would say thank you for having me here because as a coaches, many times it's happened they come into second stream and player will be only on front line. But I want to thank you, Supriya ma'am and Arvind sir, for giving me this opportunity. So, firstly, I would like to say one thing is the most important. जिस तरीके से एथलीट के लाइफ में कोच बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करता है द सेम वे स्पोर्ट्स कॉम्प्लेक्स प्ले वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल फॉर coaches life too. So this is very important to understand why sports complex are very much important for athlete and for coaches. So first I would like to explain about coaches point of view as a sports for a sports complex. So firstly I would say that coaches will always get good surrounding, good culture. So we have multiple culture in India as we are living in India. So ऐसे बोला जाता है हर एक 10 किलोमीटर के बाद आपका कल्चर चेंज हो जाता है द सेम वे वी हैव डिफरेंट कंट्रीज, वी हैव डिफरेंट स्टेट्स, डिस्ट्रिक्ट. सो जिस तरीके से वो चेंज होता है उसी तरीके से आपका स्पोर्ट्स का कल्चर भी हर एक लेवल के बाद चेंज होता है, हर एक स्टेट में चेंज होता है. सो सिटी लाइक मुंबई वी हैव अ वंडरफुल स्पोर्ट्स कॉम्प्लेक्स एंड sir is giving us a tremendous good facility which is very very important. So coaches will develop sports culture and sports environment, they will get it. Second most important that coaches will always get good well-being through their emotional well-being, their mental well-being and physical well-being. Third most important thing, because of the good infrastructure that is sports complex, coaches will learn not only technical and their game skills, but they will understand administrative skills, organization skill and communication skill, which is very very essential for coach to understand their athlete, their parents, and then take them to from the grassroots level up to international standard. And the most important, because of the sports complex, coaches is aware what is going on within their area and all over the world in the field of sports. And most important I would say that for coaches it's a second home. So PTKS is my second home and we are like a family. We never called it as a sports complex, we never tag it as a sports complex. It's like a Sankul and it's our second home. So Arvind sir as a head, he always play very crucial role for us to understand what is our requirement, what will be best for game and coaches. Now come to the second point, that is for athlete. Yes, as we all know now we have a very nuclear families. So many times it's happened that child are always alone at home with the digital things. Mobile hai, kabhi laptop ke samne hai, and now because of the COVID situation, these things is improving a lot and causing a lot with the very negative manner. And because of that, if they are in sports complex or in a such a place where they can grow with very positive manner, the most important that they can understand sharing and caring. Because of their alone child, they are not able to understand कि मैं इसको क्यों दूं या मुझे ही ये चाहिए. that leads to very negativity in future days. So it's always better to understand कि हम जब एक टीम के साथ काम करते हैं, हमारे साथ के जो प्लेयर हमारे साथ है वो किस तरीके से बिहेव करते हैं, सो वो डायरेक्टली इनडायरेक्टली लर्निंग बहुत अच्छी तरीके से होती है प्लेयर के लिए. इवन एज अ कोचेस जिस तरीके से स्पोर्ट्स कल्चर बहुत जरूरी है, सेम फॉर एथलीट स्पोर्ट्स कल्चर उनके लिए भी बहुत जरूरी है. दैट इम्प्रूव देयर सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन, देयर सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस, देयर सेल्फ इमेज, and they will understand the worth of time. They will not waste their time for social media, and they will utilize their time for a good future. And I think to represent your country is such a wonderful thing and feeling which you cannot get from anyone anything else. Thank you.
मैम अभी आपने बोला दैट कोचेस को इतना ये नहीं दिया जाता. मैम, वी आर द वन हु आर वैल्यूइंग इट. लोगों को ये पता चलना चाहिए कि आज स्पोर्ट जो भी पर्सन जाता है इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे जाए या डोमेस्टिक लेवल पे जाए, अगर गुरु ही नहीं होगा तो शिष्य बनेगा कैसे? और
Yes,
वही
because
शिष्य
of
गुरु
that,
की ही शिक्षा से आगे जाके गुरु बनता है किसी और का. So
yes, yes.
you being a girl, you being a coach, and you representing like every Indian girl that you can make a career in sports. Why is this episode Supriya ma'am is bringing up to motivate our youth? आज हमारे साथ कोई player बैठा होता मैम, but आप बैठे हो. So your value is more than enough. And मैम कोई करे ना करे, me, Supriya ma'am and sir for you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I always appreciate Arvind sir for this because he is like family to me. He is like father figure for me. I am blessed to have in PTKs.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, Supriya ma'am, again back to the topic. जैसे हम लोग sports इसके बारे में बात कर रहे थे मैम. The most important ma'am part is like जैसे हमारे 3 episodes गए, we only had talk about the importance of sport complex in India, like how it will help our future generation to represent our country. But ma'am, I just want to know your opinion on like why it is important and how it will help our future generation in India, but also on international level. क्योंकि आज हमें इंडिया तक ही नहीं रहना है, हमें पूरे वर्ल्ड में हमें अपना नाम दिखाना है that the capability of Indian is much more than anyone else. Not degrading any other player, but हमारा घर, we are proud of it. So our people are going for it, and you are the one behind that supporting our youth. So your opinion on this, ma'am? I'm just waiting for it.
Thanks, Vishal. First of all, I just what I shared in many episodes. Sports Indie is more focusing on sports ecosystem. So what in sports ecosystem, what we are focusing is not as a sports person, a only person who is representing, but when he represents country, he represents all his other components also. So like. We discuss it in many episodes that to get a sports person nurtured, he needs so many factors to grow along with him. So that is maybe a coach, mentor, then maybe dietitian also, nutritionist, sports psychologist, emerging field nowadays. It is very much required because see, for a sports person, the career is very uncertain. So maybe it remains for few years, but during that period he may face some challenges, some mental stress. So I think sports psychology also we have called on this WOS platform. And yes, for sports equipments manufacturing, that is also equally important, and providing these grounds and like multiplus these multi-purpose sports complexes, that is what we discussing since last 3 episodes. And I must appreciate and thanks Arvind sir for being here, and like being I can say he is a part of sports ecosystem. See, in sports complexes, so many athletes are being taken care, they are being grown, they are being coached, they have been given inputs and valuable guidance. And once they get this, they acquire this knowledge, they come to certain level, and then they come to say national level and maybe international level. So this way, these sports complexes are playing a very vital role in sports ecosystem. That is what I feel. And in last 2 3 episodes, we discussed that, see, talent doesn't restrict to only tier 1 cities or metro cities like Mumbai or Hyderabad, Delhi, or maybe Calcutta. This is not like that. We discussed that what we have. We look at the Olympic medals. We thought we have seen that the rural players, they have also performed very well. They have that talent. And say what we are discussing about these sports complexes, say if such sports complexes are being created, are being built at say rural level, and if those talented player, if they will get such kind of great facility, so I think the whole sports industry or sports arena of for India will get changed humongously. That is what I always feel. So what we need as quality facility oriented multi-purpose sports complexes, and to begin with such, each state should have this kind of initiative, maybe how we can collaborate, or even with government initiative, can we collaborate with such sports complexes, and we can create such good and great facilities for say tier 2 cities, and even say at district level, so that at least these factors, as a not only a player, a coach, a mentor, a dietitian may be required for that specific sports complex, and they can utilize this as a center of excellence, that we can always think of. So, in this way, I always feel ki if we want to increase or improve the country's representation at international level, the only system is to follow is this total sports ecosystem. And yes, such kind of great facilities are very much required at each and every level. And maybe with this, not only we are creating good players, but I think we will be able to provide some career opportunities also to young generation. See, now we are always talk about unemployment and very limited fields whether people or young generation want to just work, but I think sports is very nearby, and it's just very liked by youth always, and they always like to participate, and more times they want to enjoy. So even with kind of such grounds and arranging such good sports, say like government is has arranged this Hello India. So if we can with sports complexes in place, and means as a sports ecosystem, if we will able to arrange good competitions at district level, so many participation will be there, and I think that will help the local economy to grow. That is also what I feel. So in all way, when we think of creating good sports person, so sports complexes plays a very important role as per me.
So, fair enough. It is just that sports खेलने के लिए जगह तो चाहिए रहती है, and why it is important because सीखेगा कहाँ इंसान. So coming back to sir again, sir यही आंसर से मैं आपको एक क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहूंगा क्योंकि ये मेरे दिमाग में आया. एंड सर अरविंद सर, मैं सच्ची बोलूं, एक चीज मैंने मैम की तारीफ की, स्नेहल मैम को मैंने ये बताया, बट सर कहीं ना कहीं क्रेडिट गोज टू यू ऑल्सो सर, क्योंकि सारे कोचेस को संभालना, इतने बड़े इतने बड़े स्पोर्ट्स कॉम्प्लेक्स जो मुंबई में है, उनके प्रेसिडेंट होना, ये लोगों को बहुत बाहर से बहुत अच्छा एक इमेज आता है दैट वो इज प्रेसिडेंट एंड ऑल. सर आपको क्या डिफिकल्टी आती होगी, लाइक योर माइंडसेट, क्योंकि एक कोच को प्रेशर होता है कि प्लेयर जीतेगा या नहीं, बट एक प्रेसिडेंट को तो हर एक का प्रेशर होता है, एक कोच का भी, एक प्लेयर का भी, जगह का भी, मेंटेनेंस का भी. सर व्हाट चैलेंजेस, हाउ डू यू. So my question would be like, sir challenges क्या क्या होते हैं? प्रेसिडेंट होना लोगों को बहुत इजी लगता है, बट उसमें क्या क्या एक फेस करते हो आप, चैलेंज और एक प्रेशर, व्हाट्सएवर?
Frankly speaking, there's no pressure on me because we have wonderful coaches like Snehal. हमारे यहाँ पे हर एक डिपार्टमेंट में एक कोच हेड रहता है, हेड कोच रहता है. And I would like to tell you that we have almost 60 or 70 coaches who are there on our payroll in Prabodhankar, Thackeray, Krida, Sankul. And each coach has been given that enough autonomy to do what he or she feels is best for the students, for best for the sport. So as far as the sport is concerned, the entire onus is on the coach, and the entire autonomy has been given to the coaches to decide on the program, to decide on how they are going to bring about it, to decide on the equipment that they want, and everything related to sport is the in the purview of the head coach. रही बात हमारी एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव चैलेंजेस, काफी रहते हैं एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव चैलेंजेस, but since we are now in the 25th year of operation, we have a very well-oiled system of administrators. All our employees are more like family, like what Snehal said. We are one large family, and everyone has their own roles and responsibilities, very well carved out. The only challenge that I face sometimes is when some of the parents who come and they have certain issues regarding their coaches or regarding the way of coaching. So I just have to tell them and give them a little bit of assurance that the coaches that we have are the best coaches, and therefore they should trust us and trust the coaches. And the parents do agree that nowadays what is happening is parents are also becoming very over ambitious. So it becomes a little bit of a challenge to make them understand that suppose you are in gymnastics, it takes you 5, 7, 8 years to become a champion. Whether you are in shooting, Snehal will tell you it takes 4, 5 years, and only then you can reach a certain level. Whether it is swimming, it takes 5, 7, 10 years of practicing. So sometimes the main challenge that I face is when parents want immediate and quick results. So there we have to make them understand, and we do discuss with the parents, and we make them understand that overnight your child is not going to be a champion, is not going to be a national champion, however talented he or she might be. So that is one of the challenge. Other challenge would be in terms of the authorities. Because ours is a sports complex which is built on a BMC plot. So sometimes, like in the COVID period, we were asked to drain the entire swimming pool because there was no activity going on. However, I requested the concerned officer that if I drain the entire pool, then because of the sun and the heat, my pool might crack. The tiles may crack. So it is better that I maintain the pool as it is and where it is, so that I don't have to undergo any repairs. And my pool is ready to go. So even if I heard today that the Honorable Minister, Deputy Chief Minister is going to have the sports complexes start with swimming pool also. So if that is going to happen, we are in a ready to go position rather than wait and keep players waiting. The facility has to be kept spick and span and ready to be used. So these are some of the challenges that we face, but nothing which is not manageable, because all of us work as a family, and throughout this COVID period, we've all stuck our heads together and worked as a family to see that the sports complex is in a ready to function condition. And those are the few challenges, but otherwise, really, it's been a very smooth sailing for the last 25 years. Thank you.
Arvind sir, I'd like to tell you one thing. जैसा आपने बोला that we are a big family. Sir, ये coaches जो आपके under है 60, 70, they are giving their 100% because they know that you are there to support them. वो एक कोच कैसे 100% देगा, क्योंकि कोच के ऊपर भी एक बॉस है. वरना लोगों को क्या लगता है स्टूडेंट्स के ऊपर ही एक कोच है वही सिखाता है, बट एक कोच को भी जब 100% वो कब दे सकता है, जब आपके जैसा एक सर हो जो उनको सपोर्ट कर सके. When parents complain also, they don't know the other side of the story. but you are there, being their support system is a very big thing. एंड मैम, स्नेहल मैम, सेकंड क्वेश्चन मेरा आपसे ही है। जैसे सर बात कर रहे थे पेरेंट्स की, जैसे आपको भी पता है मैम, हमारे जनरेशन में आज अगर हम मुंबई की भी बात करें, हर एक गली जो हम बोलते हैं, एवरी कॉर्नर ऑफ मुंबई हैज टैलेंट मैम, एवरी
Yes.
कॉर्नर। और बट हमारे बच्चे आगे क्यों नहीं आ सकते मैम? क्योंकि हर एक की एक मजबूरी रहती है, एवरीबडी हैज देयर ओन चैलेंज, ओन स्टोरी। किसी के घर पे पैसा नहीं होता, किसी के घर पे ये इसको सपोर्ट नहीं किया जाता। एंड यू बीइंग अ कोच, और जैसे राइफल शूटिंग हो, पिस्तौल शूटिंग हो, मैम यहाँ पे आप लोगों के पेरेंट्स को कैसे कन्विंस करते हो? लाइक इट्स अ वेरी बिग थिंग, आप उनको एक करियर बनाने बोल रहे हो, दैट यहाँ पे वी ऑल्सो डोंट नो, बट मेनी पीपल डोंट नो कि हमारा गोल्ड मेडल भी इसमें आया, right? If
Yes.
I'm not wrong,
Yes.
right?
Yes. First
So
historical
ma'am,
gold medal for
yeah,
India. Yeah.
yeah, right, right.
Yeah.
मैम, तो आप पेरेंट्स को कैसे कन्विंस करते हो? मेरा तो मेन क्वेश्चन वही है। एंड बीइंग अ young coach and being so supportive with every student, how do you convince parents? And that is the main thing I want to learn from you.
So basically, we have a structure. So when we start shooting for a newcomers, we have a basic course. Once athlete complete their basic course, then we will have a counseling session with instructor, with me, and with parents. So basically, all parents enroll their child for shooting with the main purpose that they want to improve their hyperactivity. That is, they are too much hyperactive and they want their child to be very concentrative. फोकस रहना चाहिए, concentration होना चाहिए. So basically first we understand the need of the parents. So basically directly no one can jump to the professional shooting. So first when we come together on a one table, so we understand what is the requirement of the parents. Once we meet the requirement of the parents, then we design such kind of the structure which will help them to understand ki okay, this will take long time, because when we discuss in a coaches कि parents को क्या चाहिए होता है, so parents को 2 minute मैगी जैसे performance चाहिए होता है, but which is not possible. As sir said that every game having some different kind of the requirements. So for particularly shooting, we require minimum 4 to 5 years to reach up to a national level. So national medalist होने के लिए आपको कम से कम 5 साल training करनी पड़ती है. So this is the way we deal with the parents. So yes, I have a different kind of the parents too. Those who feel that sometimes ki no, my child is giving 100%, but you're not giving 100%. So like this way, then we have to come with the assessment. Because many times it's happened that key parents will not understand orally. So when we show them the assessment, what kind of the requirement we think from your child. So for example, so standing capacity हमें चाहिए 2 घंटे के लिए without breaking chain, and your child is only carrying 1 hour capacity. So this is the how now I am telling this orally, but how I can prove them. So I have to do some kind of the assessment which will tell them ki yes, this is the main cause which is not helping my child to go ahead. So this assessment is very much helpful for us, and we are very blessed. As I've told you, we are in PTK. So as ma'am said, this ecosystem. So for one single performance, we require 5 elements. So first is your technical skills. Second will be your tactical skills, which will you will develop gradually once you will be in that game. Third will be your mental training, that is sports psychology. Then your sports nutrition, rest and recovery. And we have all experts in our sports complex which help every coaches to understand what requirements this particular coach have, and how we can help them to understand, and how we can help to improve that athlete and fulfill their parents expectations. So this is the way we deal with the parents. So yes, sometimes it is too worst. So directly I call to Arvind sir, sir, now I cannot handle this. You have to come here. Some parents directly go to Arvind sir, as he said कि ऐसे ऐसे है करके. But I must say he is too much visionary कि उनको पता है कि किस तरीके से parents को बताना चाहिए कि क्या requirement है और किस तरीके से ये requirement हम fulfill कर सकते हैं. So from the both side, पेरेंट्स एंड एथलीट के दोनों के साइड से पेशेंस होना बहुत जरूरी है. So I always say as a coach, your sports is like your tapasya, like a monk sit for a chanting. उनको पता नहीं रहता वो कितने टाइम के लिए चैंट कर रही है, कितने साल के लिए कर रहे हैं. सेम इन स्पोर्ट्स, व्हेन यू डिसाइडेड टू बी इन इंडियन स्क्वाड, then you have to be there for mentally, physically, everything you have to put there without expecting anything, because sometimes your expectation will not give you what you are actually deserve. Yeah,
मैम,
thank you.
यू नो, राइट नाउ यू सेड दैट बहुत ऐसे हैंडल करने डिफिकल्टी हो जाता है क्योंकि जब पेरेंट्स, मैम फर्क ये है आप में और अरविंद सर और पेरेंट्स में, दैट उनके पास एक ही बच्चा है बट आपके पास पूरे इंडिया के बच्चे, इंडिया
बट
के
शायद
बच्चे।
से वो एक ही बच्चे में इंडियन स्क्वाड में जाने की ताकत हो सकता है.
मैम तैयार
So
भी आप ही करते हो ना, तो वो पेरेंट्स
yes,
को
yes,
एक्चुअली अभी समझ में आ ही गया होगा दैट
yes, yes.
यू आर द वन जिनको एक ही बच्चे की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं है बट बहुत लोगों की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, और वो सेम रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी अरविंद सर की भी आती है बिकॉज दे कांट ओनली थिंक ऑफ वन पर्सन बट दे हैव टू थिंक ऑफ आर यूथ that will represent our India tomorrow, not maybe tomorrow, but maybe sometime. But at point,
Definitely.
they will remember that हाँ अरविंद सर ने मेरे को ये सिखाया था, स्नेहल मैम ने मेरे को ये सिखाया था। वापस मैं आऊंगा मैम आपके पास, बट सुप्रिया मैम, वन क्वेश्चन, लाइक हर एपिसोड में आर न्यू ऑडियंस जॉइन्स आस, मैम आर न्यू ऑडियंस के लिए one common question, ma'am, this episodes of World of Sports, how it is encouraging like our youth to take sport or choose sports as their future career, like as a profession also they can choose that. So just clear out for our new audience, like what is your opinion on this?
World of Sports is a live program and it's based on the means we call generally sports legendaries, and they explain their ground experience. So, and maybe the added thing we always discuss about sports ecosystem. So, along with sports persons, like we call Arjun awardees, Shiva Chhatrapati awardees, but apart from that, we have called coaches, dietitian, sports psychologist. This Today we called Arvind sir and Snehal ji for this our episode. Arvind sir is president of Prabodhankar Thackeray multiple sports complex. So we are not only focusing on the sports person, but we are focusing on other parts of sports ecosystem. And now each one comes with his or her own experiences, and this gives much insights for say like even parents. Suppose say a young guy is or young child is there in someone's home and he wants to join say sports complex, and he or she wants to take some learning or some teachings from say Snehal. So at least till today, there was no such system wherein this whole in knowledge about sports ecosystem was available at single fingertip. So in World of Sports, we have created such episodes that if someone wants to visit and understand anything about sports, he will be able to collect some information. Say maybe he want to go to some say sports complex, or if he wants to understand about his sports journey of some renowned sports person, or maybe a mentor. So that we have just threaded in one series, and now this whole knowledge is available. So I think for young generation it's a good knowledge bank, that what I feel. But we don't know how they look at World of Sports, but we are trying to create such a knowledge bank for our young generation. And this show is a treasure of variety of experiences, and Sports India had brought it with it's just free and it's open to all to gain knowledge from such all our episodes. And I appeal viewers that watch every episode, even if it gives you different knowledge. And see say whenever we talk about experiences, my experience counts because it takes years and years to gather such knowledge and come to certain experiences. So when someone is say discussing some sports person or some coach or some say like multiplex president like Arvind sir, if they are just discussing about their experiences, that knowledge of so many years is available in just 5-10 minutes. So really, if we even if see now lot many say books are available, but really people have time to read such knowledge today. Whether they are able to give that much time, and after reading say 50-20 pages, they can just gain small message out of this. But here, when you are discussing, when you are conveying something, so it gives more weightage to that message, and young generation can easily take grasp that knowledge, and they can bring or they can use that knowledge in their career. So so I think WOS is the media bridging the gap between challenges and opportunities. That is what I feel. So I appeal to everyone that please watch these episodes, try to gain and try to make some add value, means with understanding, try to add value in your own career, which will be helpful for you uh, to play at certain national level. And if someone is with this knowledge, if at all we will able to, maybe not directly but indirectly, if we will able to contribute to someone's career, and if that sports person represents India in near future, so that will be the biggest achievement of world of sports. That is what I feel. Thank you.
No, that is why audience loves you, you know, that because in every episode you bring such a different topics. And I think now our audience, you know, has cleared their mind that, you know, you can just go on our website or maybe on our page and they can get any experience of from any people, like, you know. And every guest we bring, ma'am, every guest is, you know, has a special position on that thing. And also they have a different big experience on, you know, different games, not only one game but different games also sports complex के हिसाब से. Sir, Arvind sir, we are actually, you know, coming to an end, but एक last question sir, मुझे actually बहुत सारे questions थे but हमारा time limit है, otherwise, you know, I would have irritated you so much because मुझे इतना अच्छा लग रहा है आपसे बात करके. So last question sir, मुंबई जैसे शहर में, in a city like Mumbai, you know, being such a big sports complex, सर कौन सी गेम्स होती है, like, you know, चलो tier 2 tier 3 में limited होगी, but you know what is unique in your sport complex, और सर total number कितने हैं students के, like, you know, in Mumbai, so we expect a lot. So what is your clarity on this?
So we have almost 20 different sports, starting from swimming to gymnastics to shooting, to football, taekwondo, pickleball, table tennis, karate, gymnastics is a big thing, diving. I mean, we have almost judo. This is a judo mat, carom. I mean, we have 20 different sports that are happening every day at our complex. And pre-COVID period, I would like to give you the figures. Our footfall every day was in thousands, almost 2.5 to 3,000 sports people used to come every day pre-COVID period. So it's a huge number of people used to come in. Now we are just limping back to normalcy, where even today, if I just tell you, we have almost 700-800 children and sports persons even today as we speak. As I'm speaking to you right now, there's about 700 children and sports people as we speak. With all COVID precautions, and we are very happy that luckily in the past 2 years there has been no issue with COVID-19 in our sports complex. So it's a large number. Our Just to give you an example, our summer camps in swimming, we have more than 2.5, 3,000 students coming to learn to swim. So that's a pretty large figure that we cater to. Thank you.
Oh my God. Sir, but what I feel ki say means not only a sports
Can
person,
you
but if a family wants to come to sports complex and even parents want to play, they also can enjoy the sports as a fitness tool. Means like not only means sports as a career or as a journey, but if as a family, if they want to come and if they can enjoy sports as a fitness, and whole family can enjoy together, and that may be a quality time for them. That is what I feel is a useful tool for sports complexes playing for a family.
Yes, so our turf, which is up on the terrace, usually gets booked by a lot of families. And there are groups of 20, 30 of them who come and spend a Sunday or a Saturday evening, and they come and they spend quality time with each other while playing a sport. So it's a healthy quality time that they spend. So it's great to see these families come and bond over a game of cricket or over a game of throw ball or a game of football, or a game of pickleball, like I said. So it's great to see these families come in, and this has happened more during this COVID period where interaction with other people is not that much. So people like to come in their family and in their groups. So that's a good change that we are seeing in these times. Yes, but all families, they're coming and playing. Sometimes we see kids who get dropped off at gymnastics or for shooting. Their mothers, they come into the gym or they come into the recreation center, or they come and play pickleball or table tennis, or they might try a hand at shooting. So, so they also come and spend their time, not only just sitting and on their mobile phone, but because the whole culture over here is that of sport. They come and they get very motivated to try some of the other sports. So that's why we are very lucky here at Prabodhankar School that even the parents are coming and involving themselves while their children are trying to take a competitive sport.
Thank you, sir. So sorry that Beat say I just got disappeared just because of the technical problem, but I could hear your answer, no doubt. Just you couldn't see me. But here we come to an end, and sir, thank you so much for giving your time and explaining the importance about sport complex. And also, Snehal ma'am, you are really a motivator, trust me. Don't just degrade yourself just because you don't come into that highlight. Because Supriya ma'am, you both are like, in last episode I told Supriya ma'am that she is also an unsung hero, and you are also the same मैम. बिकॉज 9 to 5 जॉब करने के लिए तो सारे पेरेंट्स इजीली कन्विंस हो जाते हैं, बट लोगों को स्पोर्ट्स में लाना, जबकि आपका फायदा भी नहीं है उसमें, जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ योर कंट्री, जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द बेटरमेंट ऑफ आर यूथ, यू आर डूइंग दिस थिंग्स. सो मैम, thank you so much, Snehal ma'am. This is
I would like to add, excuse me, I would like to add one thing about Snehal. She's one of the top 6 coaches in the country and probably one of the best and competing in the world. So we should all applaud her for her efforts, I think, on this world of sports.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I'm so happy. Ma'am,
Thank you so much. Yes, definitely. I will give you.
Okay,
Thank you.
so also ending like this episode, but I'd like to tell my audience that we are coming back with our new episode, and that would be also with some new topics. And before ending, Supriya ma'am, thanks for always being a supporter, our backbone, and thank you for bringing new topics. And these episodes are only because of you. And yeah, so last time, once again with the same style, Vishaka Padia signing off. Thank you. Take care.